Now here is a story that will make you think, if she can do it, perhaps I can do it too. Author Evelyn Allen Johnson, a wife and mother of 3 and a full-time nurse, always found the time to write. Her novels, published by her own publishing company, Lynn Ray Press, always sold well, but when digital publishing came on the scene, Evelyn wanted her novels, Pillar of Salt and Get the Show on the Road, to be included in the new technology. Here, this octogenarian who still trains nurses makes an exciting announcement about her latest 2 books.
Hello, I'm Evelyn Johnson, and I'm the author of 2 books, Get the Show on the Road and Pillar of Salt. And I'd like you to know that the books are in the bookstores, retail bookstores, Barnes & Noble, and they're on Amazon. .com, but you can also now get them on ebooks. And I wanted to tell you a little something about these books so that you would see how valuable they are to read. Now, I don't write just to write. I write to tell a story and for a purpose. My purpose is to educate and to inspire. There's so much about Black life that is not told. There's no record because so much of what we published was considered not acceptable by publishers. So there was no one to publish what Black authors wrote. So there is very little there that is that will educate Blacks and whites to our history. Get the Show on the Road is the story of a young Black woman who wants desperately a college education. She comes from a poverty-stricken family, and as a result, she is working her way through a state college here in Los Angeles. She meets and falls in love with a young man who is from a millionaire, privileged, elite family. And the story tells of the rejection that she might receive. And it shows that Black people who achieve and who are not achievers have the same problems as other people. But these people you will love. And let me tell you, there's music here. I couldn't write anything without music. That's my heritage. That's our heritage. And there's laughter. There's plenty of humor. And I think that you will get the message, but I have got you programmed. I have programmed you so that you see these people, you understand them, and you learn to love them. And later on, if someone tells you, well, Black people say, oh, no, you know differently because you have read Get the Show on the Road. Now I'd like to tell you about Pillar of Salt. Pillar of Salt is a novel that explains what happened to Black people in the South who migrated to the North during the Great Depression for a better life and to get rid of old Jim Crow and segregation. Oh yes, they went north and they were able to get jobs that they couldn't get in the South, and they could ride on the streetcar and they could go to some restaurants. There was some segregation, however, and this tells about their life. And it tells about a Black man who attempted to raise his son in this environment where there were many immigrants coming into the country, and they all lived in, the Black people and the immigrants coming into the country, all lived in the same neighborhood. So there was integrated living. So what happened? How did it happen? What was the life at that time between these people? There was also the very wealthy. And how did they feel about the Black people? And this Black man gives up everything to educate his son, and that's not something that is being given to Black men today. And there are many like him who do whatever they can to educate their children, to take care of their families. And this is the story of Jess Barker and what he did and how he attempted to give his son the best that he possibly could afford when most of the time he was out of a job. It tells about the interaction, as I said, between the white and the black during that period. And there was love. Wherever you have people, there's going to be love. God intended that, and it does happen. So many white people suffered as the result of segregation and discrimination, just as white people did, just as black people did, I'm sorry. But the whole country suffered as a result. So I'd like you to read Pillar of Salt, because it is a history that should not be forgotten. We want to keep a record of how this country developed and what happened and the sacrifices that were made in order to bring us to where we are today. I'm really excited that my books are on ebooks, and you can get them just anywhere now. The Amazon Kindle, Barnes & Noble Nook, just about any place you can find the book. On the iPad, if you're traveling, it will keep you entertained. If you're in a waiting room, and I assure you, I've had many readers tell me that they have almost missed appointments, or they almost didn't get off the train or the bus because they were interested in the story. But you will be able to get them at a fraction of the price that they are in the bookstores. So let me encourage you and tell you that there is a button that you can press right now, and the connection will be made, and you can order either of these books or both of them. I hope it's both of them. And you can do that right away. Thank you so much. And I do know that you're going to be entertained. Let me know what you think about them. That's always very important to a writer, is to know what the reader thought about the books. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn Johnson, and congratulations. Again, you can find Pillar of Salt and get the show on the road on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or the hard copies wherever fine books are sold. Or try before you buy with a free sample. Search for Evelyn Allen Johnson in iTunes. I'm Isidra Person-Lynn.